Welcome back to another episode of Sans Fam Adventures. Today, I wanted to talk about food. We all need it. We all eat it. So let me dive on it. Portion control, portion control, portion control. Why do I struggle with portion control? I know for me, if I'm going to be intentional about my eating, I have to track it. I have to write it down, okay? Or I know you guys all have those nifty apps on your phones, and some of you guys on those cool little watches and whatnot. So that's a great way. Here's the thing. You don't have to track your eating for the rest of your life. I don't do that. But when I'm noticing that the scale is going up or I'm not feeling like I'm eating really healthy, then the best thing for me to do is to track it, to actually see what I am putting in my mouth. So that's why it's important to do those apps and or keep a little food journal. It will help you on the weekends, because the weekend is the number one bad thing I think that happens when it comes to eating. And that is because we decide, oh, we're going to eat like this on Friday, and then Saturday morning, and then Sunday, and then, 3 days turns into 3 full days of not eating our best and probably not even eating that great. I know I'm guilty of that. And then if I'm really only eating 4 or 5 days good during the week, I'm not really going to see much progress. So what do we do about that? Well, like I just said, keeping track with that app can be very helpful. Also, having somebody or a community to help you stay focused on the weekends, knowing I'm going to be working out with these girls or I'm going to be talking to my trainer on Monday is going to help me make better choices on that weekend. Also knowing that I don't want to feel blah come Monday morning like we do if we end up eating really bad multiple days in a row, or even just one day in a row. I know for myself, I end up feeling very blah and have a hard time working out on that Monday, not having as much energy and things like that. So I think it's very important to surround yourself with people that can help hold you accountable. Going into how I eat, I want to give a couple reminders. One is tons and tons of water. Okay, so before I even eat any meal, whether it's breakfast, whatever, I'm having tons and tons of water. Before breakfast, I am having that first cup of the day. It's that 4-cup mason jar. I've showed this in my previous videos on my Instagram, Sans Fitness. That one is squeezed with lemon. It's strained with a little strainer. So I have that. And then I have this lovely colored juice. It's not as pretty as some of the other ones I've shown, and it's a little thicker. I'm noticing there we go. It's starting to move around. This one is beets, carrots, spinach, and cucumbers. So I like this one. It actually has a little bit of a sweeter taste because of the beets and the carrots. I never combine fruit with my juices. Again, these are being done in the Vitamix. But my husband, for example, he does. He makes in the Vitamix every morning a smoothie, and it has frozen pineapple, this frozen berry organic medley mix from Costco, and then it has spinach and cucumber. So his is definitely a lot prettier and tastier, but mine, I don't need this extra sugar. I try to keep it pretty basic and simple, so I stick to this, or I'll stick to those celery ones that I've been showing on my Instagram, or the spinach and the cucumber one that's really bright green and actually looks really pretty. I do that before each meal. I feel like that is helping me get so many vegetables in. I feel great now as I'm going in to now go eat food. So, and then what do I eat? Every meal, basically, I'm trying to have some sort of protein, whether it's these seeds that I showed on my video, which they're soaked, these guys right here, or it's chicken or eggs. I try to do a little bit of everything. I'm not sticking to just being just vegan and just only relying on my seeds or beans or things like that. I will have chicken usually about once a day, and then I have those eggs in the morning, and then I like to do the seeds or something, a different alternative protein for lunch. So that is what I do throughout the day, is I have that protein. Then I actually have even more vegetables. So like at lunch, I'll have a sweet potato about the size of my palm, dinner same, or other vegetables if I have some squashes done. And then I usually try to have a healthy fat. So like for breakfast, it's usually half of an avocado. For lunch, it's the other half, or I'll put seeds on my salad if I'm making a salad, or with dinner I'll do that. So I try to have a lean protein, a healthy fat, and then still load up on more veggies. Even if some of those veggies are a little bit more starchy, like those sweet potatoes, I try not to eat too late. That helps a ton as well. I want to talk to you now about how to actually make this a reality. So I have to be really intentional with things just in my life, whether it's my eating, my life goals, my family. And so actually getting a piece of paper and a pen. When I was a Lululemon ambassador, I was sponsored by them a couple years ago, and I went to Canada and they made me write out with paper and pen. I think I even went to go pull out my phone, and they were like, and they gave me paper and pen, and there is so much power in that because I wrote down 3-month goals, 6-month goals, and then a year goals, and it was nuts and gnarly how being specific with a paper and pen and writing out what I wanted to achieve and then writing out how I plan to actually do it. Not just saying, this is what I want to do, but actually saying, this is what I'm going to do, and now here's how I'm going to do it. Mind-blowing. I'm not even kidding. I told the manager at Lululemon, I remember being like, oh my gosh, Sarah, I just killed my 6 months goals at 2 months. I can't even believe that. Like, I don't know if I would have done that if I hadn't actually written it down and had a plan of action. So let's recap. Number 1, portion control. Number 2, is not blowing the entire weekend. And then number 3 was me kind of showing you the water and the food and the things that I eat. And then number 4 is being really specific, having a plan of action, writing it down, and putting goals. So what would that look like with fitness? Okay, so at 3 months, I plan to lose 10 pounds. Now, how am I going to do that? I'm going to do that by only letting myself have one cheat meal on the weekend, by drinking tons of water. Maybe you don't drink enough water. By pulling out my Vitamix or buying a juicer. Okay, have that list. Then at 6 months, if it's weight or if it's fitting into something or doing something, whatever it is, then you would have that plan of action. Okay. And then for the year, I know it seems like a ways out, but do it. I think you'll be blown away by the results that you can get by actually writing things down with a good old-fashioned paper and pen. So I hope that helps. If you love these videos, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And don't forget, I do a lot of like short videos throughout the week on my Instagram. And that one is Sans Fitness. So hope to hear from you soon.